Hello, my name is Nicholas Campos. I am the director, screenwriter, and producer for the film opening True Sight. Our film opening is about a young man who finds a pair of sunglasses that have the power to read minds, and with them, he discovers a terrible secret that his mother has kept from him. Question 1. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? The genre of this opening is drama/supernatural. The target audience for a drama/supernatural film typically skews towards young adults and adults aged 15 to 35, with a significant interest in emotional, character-driven stories blended with supernatural themes. Unlike pure horror, which targets a slightly younger, thrill-seeking demographic, this hybrid genre appeals to viewers seeking atmospheric, elevated horror or emotional drama. It's slightly skewed towards females due to the dramatic emotional element, unlike pure action slasher horror, which can be more male skewed. The drama conventions in this are focused on emotional conflicts, as portrayed when Jacob hears his mother's thoughts about his father and the necklace. Family relationships. This is portrayed through the relationship between Jacob and his mother, secrets and revelations. When Laurie's true thoughts are revealed, and finally, character development. Jacob goes from being a normal teen to being shocked to being emotionally affected. His understanding of his family deepens in a serious way. The supernatural conventions are portrayed through the following: magical object, that being the sunglasses; extraordinary abilities, the power of mind reading; discovery power, the protagonist finds something mysterious and tests it; escalation of power, starts small and funny, but then becomes more serious as stakes are raised emotionally and morally. And finally, shock and fear of reaction. Jacobs becomes more disturbed by what he hears, and the power feels invasive and overwhelming. It challenges drama conventions like truth isn't healing, as here it is shown to be harmful. Family isn't safe or honest, as shown by his mother's actions. The protagonist can't express his conflict. Jacob does the opposite by lying. When I first started writing the script, it was originally going to be about a neighbor with a dark secret, but after some feedback, I changed it to his mother so it'd have a deeper twist. The titles and credits were plain to match the drama genre. Looking back, I wish we put more supernatural elements in there, or more creative at least. The mise-en-scene in the film opening shows the personalities of the main characters through color representation. For example, Jacob wears white and green to represent his innocence and goodness, while Laurie wears white over black to represent her hiding or darkness. For lighting, we relied on natural sunlight and used low-key lighting to create a serious tone. For cinematography, we started out with a wide shot to establish our location, medium shots for conversations, and close-ups to capture character reactions and money shots. For example, the sunglasses. The sound consisted of calm music starting out peacefully, but it then became more intense when the glasses appeared. Voiceovers were added to show the power of the mind reading. A foley sound was added for when the painting fell. As director, I guided the actors on what to do by telling them to think about a time when you went through something like what the character went through. In editing, we made sure to keep the transition smooth and add filters to help the tone of the lighting. When writing this, the big representations I wanted to focus on were family representation, mother representation, and power representation. I chose family representation because I wanted to focus on a realistic, imperfect family dynamic, rather than an idealized one. I wanted to challenge it by breaking the idea of a perfect supportive household and replacing it with something more realistic and uncomfortable. For mother representation, I wanted to challenge the stereotype that mothers are always nurturing by making this one more complex and flawed. Finally, power representation. I wanted to challenge the idea that having powers are cool and fun by making them overwhelming and disturbing. My inspiration for family and mother representations came from the series Behind Her Eyes, while the representations for powers being a curse came from Stranger Things. Question 2. How does your product engage with audiences and how would it be distributed as a real media text? Our primary target audience is mostly teenagers and young adults with an age range of 15 to 25 years old, and it will be universal to all genders due to the mix of genres. Our film opening captures attention through the mystery of the sunglasses, the unique mind-reading ability, and the emotional tension created when hidden thoughts, especially within the family, are revealed. The audience will want to keep watching because of the mystery of the sunglasses, the growing emotional tension, and the consequences of Jacob's mind-reading ability, which creates suspense and makes viewers want to see what happens next. The opening establishes tone and mystery by starting with a normal setting and introducing the unexplained sunglasses, while the narrative hook is created when Jacob discovers he can hear people's thoughts, raising questions and tension that keep the audience engaged. We would distribute the film opening on YouTube, and the audience would be 15 to 25 years old interested in supernatural and emotional stories. We would reach them by promoting short, engaging clips on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram, using a strong title and thumbnail on YouTube, collaborating with creators, and encouraging interactions through comments and online communities focused on short films and supernatural content. The film opening would make money through YouTube ad revenue, sponsorships, and channel growth, while gaining visibility through the YouTube algorithm, shareable content, short-form promotion on platforms like TikTok, and audience engagement through comments and online communities. Teasers and trailers will be released on major platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram to reach a wide audience, while also being shared in targeted communities like Reddit to engage fans of the genre. We would also release a short, mysterious teaser first, followed by a full trailer and additional clips or behind-the-scenes content to build anticipation over time leading up to the final film release. Marketing would mainly involve grassroots promotion through social media and sharing platforms, with optional fundraising such as crowdfunding, used to support promotion costs and expand the film's reach. We would encourage active participation by making the audience feel that they're a part of the story world, not just watching it. We would do this by creating challenges tied to the film's lore. For example, social media filters, interactive trailers, and "what are they thinking" posts would get viewers to engage, guess, and create content. This makes the audience part of the concept instead of just watching it. We would market it overseas to South Korea and Japan for their strong interests in emotional, character-driven, and supernatural stories. We would also market it to India for their strong engagement with family drama themes. You reach them by adapting the idea, not changing it, keeping the core concept the same but letting each culture interact with it in their own way, making the campaign feel global and personal. We would also have it subtitled to them. Question 3. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Throughout this, I learned how when making a film, it's not just recording something and that's that. Every shot, every angle, it all has meaning to it. I learned how to combine mystery and emotion to engage an audience and build tension using lighting, sound, and camera framing, while also creating strong emotional connections through character and performance. What went well? Lighting. We managed to capture really good lighting shots, perfectly setting the tone of our film. Transitions. Our transitions in each scene were smooth in between, making the opening look not too rushed. The strong narrative hook. The mysterious elements in it, such as the sunglasses and the mother's actions, keep the audience engaged. Cinematography. The close-ups and tracking shots help build emotional connection and guide attention. What could have gone better? Titles and credits. I felt that they were too boring and we could have put more creativity in them. Sound. Sound design could be enhanced with more layered audio to build tension and atmosphere. Script rewrites. When I first wrote the script, I originally had it be a neighbor who killed his wife, but after some feedback and careful consideration, I changed it to his mother so the audience would be more invested. Director experience. For my first time directing, it wasn't too bad. This experience taught me to improve my communication skills with the cast and crew. When it came to working with actors, I guided them on what to do, but at the same time, I wanted to give them the freedom to own the role. When translating my vision to the screen, I was focused on getting every detail right, especially when we refilmed, to give the audience a feeling of shock and disbelief, which was my goal. Question 4. How did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project? How we integrated technology into our film opening. Throughout our film opening, me and my group used several types of technology, which included software, hardware, and online tools to make our film opening as good as possible. Filming equipment. To film, we used an iPhone 16 and put the camera settings in cinematic mode. To capture sound and dialogue in certain scenes, we used a boom mic. Script writing software. To write the script, I used a website called Arc Studio to format it. What was great about it was it gave me the tools to make it easier for me to format descriptions, dialogue, actions, and shots. AI tools. To create our storyboards, we uploaded the script information to ChatGPT to give us a concept of what our shots should look like, and they came out very nicely. Editing and music. To piece all of our footage and sound together, we used CapCut. This program allowed us to make smooth transitions between each scene and implement the voiceovers. It also gave us free music to use at the beginning to avoid copyright infringement. Final statement. Overall, this project has helped me improve my filmmaking skills, and I now feel more prepared when creating another film in the future.